All right, we should be there.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, this is a little different starting to the show.
Hit him with it.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Schaefer.
I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time podcast.
I'm all out of key right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're a little off. We're a little off because we're doing it remote, and this is the first time we've gone live remote as well.
Yes.
And, it's a fucking learning curve for us. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We weren't an AV club in high school or anything like that, And even then...
We haven't done as much remote.
And honestly, even if you think about it, if we were an AV club in high school, how much of that would pertain to whatever the fuck is going on right now 20 years down the road? None of it. None of it.
None of it.
So
I'm still in the studio. I don't know where Steve is.
Yeah. I'm sitting in my sailboat chair. Obviously, Cody's in the studio. Bro, we need to fucking So, if you don't know, if it's not obvious, the normal set behind us in the studio is a big black sheet on the wall with a bunch of cool shit properly mounted to it, It's not weird blue tape or anything. It's properly mounted with screws and sturdy fasteners. But it's weird looking at your background that there's so many wrinkles in that motherfucking thing. I need to
so many wrinkles.
I need to wash that and dry it. Smooth it out. No, actually, I got a plan for that. I want the background just be like the sound deadening tiles.
Right.
They make them in cool square patterns and they make them kind of lattice formed and whatever. I feel like that'd be a good looking background. I don't know. We're on a budget of $0 for a lot of this, and we're in the negative by probably $3,000 to $4,000.
Couple grand.
Yeah. I'd say we've got like 500 to 600 and mics and shit like that, and then a cool. I think I spent like 13 on a laptop, and so yeah, we're in the negative. We're in the fucking red.
And then our time and effort.
Yeah. Oh my God! Priceless. If you count time, if you count man hours on this shit, we're fucking. So
if we count beers, which,
yeah.
Well, I'm in the studio. I swear to God.
Now I want to do a little quick math here because I don't know if you realize this.
Mm-hmm.
We just had Valentine's Day, right?
Right.
And it's been 3 years ago. Not only Valentine's Day is a big thing for us because we love our wives, we love our Valentines, but we started this podcast the day before Valentine's Day. Or I'm sorry, I think our first episode aired the day before Valentine's Day 3 years ago now. So if we're talking 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
I would love to say it's a 40-hour work week, but we don't do that. But let's just say we're talking like a standard fucking salary here, right? At minimum wage. What's current minimum wage? Is it 15 yet?
Yeah, it's something.
Let's say. I mean, I feel like we're good enough to earn $15 an hour. Times 52 weeks in a year.
45. It's 10.45.
Okay, well, let's say we're better than minimum wage.
Right.
So if we made $15 an hour and we worked a 40-hour work week on this shit, that's $31,000 a year, and then times 3, then we're in the whole $93,600 right now. You know what I mean?
But we only work 3 hours once a week.
But our talent is worth that $15 minimum.
Oh, easy,
dude.
40 hours, it's guaranteed salary. Salary.
Yes, yeah, because we're doing salary based. We're not hourly based on this bitch. 100%.
Yeah, that's right.
Until we start working over 40 hours a week, then I'll probably try to go hourly based, but then we're salary based. This is where a salary pays off.
And I feel like, and maybe we should have had a big celebration for our 3rd year doing it, but now I think we just got to go by the episodes. Remember, we did like a 1 year and a 2 year, and then we did our 100th episode, 200th episode. Now it's like, you just go by like the hundreds or whatever,
Well, and it's very much so like when you grow up, first milestone 16, you get to drive your car. That was our first year. We hit 1 year. We're dope. This is awesome. We get to drive the car. And then I would compare second year to like being 21. We get to drink legally. We're at 2 years of fucking doing this. And then after that, it's just like, well, now I'm 40. Like,
yeah.
So now
it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing with babies, right? So like, everybody counts months. They're like, oh, how many months? And it's like, I don't know, they're a year old. Well, yeah, but how many months total? And it's like, I need 2 years. And it's like, how many months? They're 2-year-olds. I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you're
it's over now.
If you're counting months after 2, then you're just kind of weird. Because then it's 2, 2.5, and then once they hit like 2 3/4, like they're practically 3. Like
yeah,
that's at least how I measure it.
Exactly. So it's just, it's just weird. But like the beginning of it's like how many months exactly, and if you don't know that, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I guess for some reason I was really good at tracking the months. And then whenever it turned into years, then it's like, I don't know, it was hard for me to it was hard for me to remember. And then I got into the groove of like, oh fuck, they are even years and odd years. And it's the same in school. So my kids are 10 and 12. They're in 4th and 6th grade. Next year it'll be 11 and 13, 5th and 7th. So it's like, so then once I kind of got that kind of flow of how to remember it, but like whenever 5 going on 6, oh no shit, hold on, he's 6 already,
Yeah.
But then again, my kids are way different than everybody else's kids, and they matured much faster. So whenever I was like, he's 5, obviously, in my head he was like 8 already, because my kids are astounding. So.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. It's like track the months, and then it's just like, all right, now I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
You should figure out the months for your kids. When somebody asks you, how old are they? They are 678 months.
That's great. Yeah.
And everybody be like, oh shit, I gotta do math on that now.
Yeah, so it's Parker's 120 months plus, like
right.
So it's like, oh,
670 is a lot.
He's our little gem. We love him so much. He's just a little boy. He's 135 months. Like, what the fuck? Dude, he's a 10-year-old. He's just my little sweetheart. Like,
but split your kids up. To be like, what? Oh, he's 12. Oh, this one is 134 months.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that asshole. He's like, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe. No, I think 11. I don't fucking know. Somewhere around it. 11 to 13. But the other one, our little baby boy, he's 125 months and 13 days. Like,
hey, Shotgun Brothers, watch us live.
And then they're like, who's your favorite? Like, oh, that asshole that's like 13 to 15. Like,
say hi, Eric Karen, real quick, Steve.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Good to see you. Thank you for watching us live.
But yeah, no, I just always thought that was funny. But anyways, because I experienced that today at my work, and I just always cringe when you have to get down to the months, and everybody's like, "It's 13 months." I'm like, "So there you go, cool."
Well, yeah, and like you said,
energy.
Like you said, you're not wrong too, and we're kind of treating this podcast that way. Like we celebrated our 3-year anniversary, honestly, with this episode, and we're like, I don't know, I'm relaxing in a fucking chair, dude. And you're in the
I'm
studio.
in the studio. Killing it right now.
We found this chair in a trash too. This is my trash chair.
Just sweet trash.
It's fucking dope, dude. It's got sailboats all over and shit. It has like what you can't see where my feet are right now. There's a goddamn a footrest, whatever the fuck you want to call that. No. Is an ottoman a fancy word for a footrest?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought an ottoman had to open up and have storage under it, or is that just a bonus ottoman?
Yeah. Oh shit, are we idiots? I don't know. Since
normally I'd have my laptop here to look it up, so I'm gonna use my phone. But yeah, but it came with the little footrest. I'm gonna call it a footrest for now until I figure out what an ottoman is.
No, there's a technical name for it. When it's attached to the couch, you can move it around. You can change the couch completely up. You know.
How do you spell ottoman? Fuck! I spelled Otto Man, and it came up with a fucking movie from 1983.
Nice. Half man, half car.
What is an ottoman, dude?
He's busting wheelies out of the house every day to go to work.
I kind of want to watch Ottoman from 1983 now.
Oh my god, it's in the 80s movies? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They made some weird shit back then.
Oh shit, dude! It's spelled like the bus driver from fucking Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah.
Otto, yeah. Man. I was spelling like Ottoman.
Oh no, Ottoman, I think, right?
It's a flat piece of upholstered furniture typically used in the family room. Mm-hmm. So this is an ottoman.
You nailed it. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, served the strict purpose of a place to put one's feet. That's where my feet are. All right, yeah, dude. So this chair came with an ottoman straight out of the trash, dude. It was dope.
Right off the side of the road.
Technically,
all the bed bugs included.
I will say this: it was not out with the trash. It was sitting out before trash day, and it had a sign on it that said "free" at least, but. Still, if nobody would have picked it up, they would have pulled the sign off that says free, and they would have put their barrels beside it, and then the trash people would have taken it. So technically trash, but at that point in time, it was still 3 to 4 days before it became trash. You know,
get that shit of value. It's probably worth like $10,000. You don't even know it.
This could be a something somebody special.
It's a Neil Diamond piece.
Yeah.
Oh, he got harder in upholstery back in the day.
Oh, Neely D, you know, everybody knew that Neil D his passion was ottomans, and he built the chairs around the ottoman, which my camera should actually be focused more on the ottoman and less on me in the chair, because this is a Mr. Diamond piece. This is a diamond ottoman.
But nobody wants to see your weird ass feet.
Sure.
Get him out of here. Nope.
Creeping in the frame. Nope. Creeping it. Dude, we just gained like 8,000 followers because of that.
Yeah, just hashtag feet on this episode and we will get 10,000 views somehow.
Dude. I always hate referencing other podcasts because this isn't a podcast about other podcasts, but I listen to a lot of podcasts. I love the format. But hey, Jamie Lynn Sigler and Rob, I forget his last name, but the guys that played Meadow and AJ Soprano, they have a podcast called Not Today, Pal, and they were just talking about how she posted a picture of her having her feet up in her living room, watching TV, or hanging out on a Sunday. I don't know, I haven't seen the post, but her feet were in it, and then she got all these crazy fucking weird comments and gained 3,000 followers in 2 hours, and then they read through the comments of the funny shit that people posted. So I'm starting to think maybe we should post some feet pics on Instagram or something just to see what kind of weird shit comes through, see if there's any weird comments, hashtag feet on a lot of it, just for fun. See like who wants to suck our toes? It just,
How about next year we'll try to remember February 15th to be National Feet Day.
Yeah.
We'll blast our feet online, see what happens.
That is one of the weirdest.
You know, because all the weirdos out there probably don't have anyone unless they got someone that's into feet. You know.
Yeah.
So give them a day.
And I do feel like that's one of the most weirdest, more common fetish that's become more normalized, but also fun to poke fun at type thing in the last at least like 5 years now, you know?
Yeah.
It's
100%.
It's just crazy how it blew up. It was like, oh, everybody used to be closet feet people, and now all of a sudden it's like, dude, I love feet. Like, that's a weird thing to be, you know? Does it go back? Do you trace that back to like the Jesus washing the feet thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because they made they made a whole fucking Super Bowl commercial about that. I wonder how crazy the feet people went whenever they saw that one.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
they probably went nuts.
They probably went fucking nuts on that stuff.
They probably out on the street the next day with a bucket, being like, "I'll wash your feet."
Yeah, you know, like the Super Bowl
Did you see
commercial.
The Super Bowl? Yeah,
you know, that's what we're doing now.
Don't mind my
right?
camera. I'm just making a YouTube video. Creepers.
Yeah. I was planning on coming in this day not talking about football. I wanted to move on to other sports. I have another sports topic I want to talk about, but I also do want to bring up the fact that whatever the fuck that shooting was at the Kansas City parade was stupid and dumb, and I hate fucking people anymore.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
That's why it's scary to be in big crowds and stuff like that all the time, and then you got to ruin a good time, and it's just
right.
We're here to have a damn good time. You sons of bitches out there just trying to ruin a good time. So
yeah,
whatever it was about, don't know, but yeah,
I do. I don't know. I obviously I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to this story, but I did see that there were some decent bystanders that tackled a person, subdued him, grabbed the fucking gun off. Like the dude tackled this dude. I don't know if you saw the video. Tackled the guy. Another guy came in to help him tackle the guy. They wrestled a gun out of him, like kicked it away, and like even handed it. Like the dude's wife was standing right by his fucking side too, which I think that's amazing. You don't see a lot of that anymore.
Shit out of that guy.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that anymore. Like whenever that's the ride or die bitch. And both sides. You don't see a lot of women getting attacked and the guy standing in the corner being a fucking beta and not doing anything. You also don't see a lot of men getting into shit and then the woman getting like, no, that's my fucking man. We're a team. We're together. We're doing this. And then she's fucking grabbing the gun and like getting it out of the way and stuff. Like that was amazing. Those people were fucking dope. Heroes. Obviously heroes. But obviously it's also a very sad tragedy for what it was the one woman that lost her life. Fucking so many kids got shot, and then what was it? 22 got shot total. But it's stupid. You're all there to have a good fucking time. So just squash your fucking beefs. Why can't you just time out for a fucking minute? You know, like I don't get that with big cities, like the whole north side, south side gang shit, blah blah blah. Like, dude, we're all fans of this team. We're all here. Can't we just squash our fucking beefs for a fucking day and watch them all in the parade, smash some beers, go home, and then you side-eyed me last night, so tomorrow I'll come and shoot you or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, put it off. Put it off for a day.
Let's go have a fist fight tomorrow, or just get in a fist fight,
Yeah.
Why you gotta shoot? Why you gotta shoot, you pussy?
Yeah, dude. Don't use fucking guns. Dude, and that's a sad thing is that there's 3 suspects. 2 of them were under like children.
Yeah, I don't get too much into it because it's gang shit, some weird shit they're talking about.
Yeah,
couldn't be conspiracy, yada yada. It goes everywhere, but
yeah, I will say I haven't heard too much conspiracy stuff. I haven't heard that anybody has a CIA plant yet, which normally that that comes out really quick, you know.
Yep. Yep.
But from so far what I have seen, which like I said, I haven't delved into it too much. It seems like it was like a street beef that they tried to settle the score there and fucked everything up for everyone. So good job, guys. You settled your beef. Fucking douchebags.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Enjoy prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
dumb.
it's
but
yeah.
Anyways, that's not a damn good time. See, let's move on to a damn good time.
Let's move on to a damn good time. So that's what I wanted to talk about in the sports realm because we're done with football. Let's move on from football. So let's bore you with golf talk. But this one's fun. The Waste Management held at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. They're notorious for being a big party golf tournament. They allow the fans to make all the noise they want. It's the loudest hole in golf. What I think it's like the 18th or something like that. I forget which actual hole it is. But that was their whole shtick. Come here, get drunk, yell at the golfers, have a good time. Bros be bros. Party your dicks off. This year, too many people got into that zone and they had to stop serving alcohol. They had to stop serving alcohol because everybody was getting wasted. The thing is
too hard.
Well, also coupled with the fact that they've got unseasonably wet conditions. So I don't know if you've seen a lot of the videos of these people falling down everywhere.
Yeah.
But there are people falling down everywhere. So like they're walking around a green and there's a little sloping hill and it's muddy as fuck because they had unseasonably wet conditions on top of the fact that they've hammered entirely too many beers that day. And then they're just slipping, falling down the hill. Everybody's muddy. And then you got these chicks that probably don't even care about the game, but their husband grabbing along. Like, it's a party. You know, you and your girls, you can go and hang out in this spot, get your White Claws and stuff. Me and the boys are going to smash some beers or whatever. You guys can smash beers. We'll smash White Claws. You know, the gender roles change and stuff. Let's get fucking wasted. And you see all these girls that are like dolled up, have like nice white pants on and white shit, and then there's just mud all over them because they've slipped and fallen and stuff. It was a hot fucking mess, dude. It was a hot mess.
People were trying to slide belly first down hills. And
then they started slip and sliding it. You know,
they're like intentionally trying to do shit, which is not good for a golf course by any means.
No,
you know?
It's not good for the
amount of money that costs them to then repair all that and everything that goes into that is crazy. It's becoming too popular now, thanks to social media and stuff that's been going on and on and on and on about it all the time. It became too popular. You got too many people showing up. Apparently, what I heard was the ticket gates just had people thinking they could just walk in.
Yeah.
Can't walk in, and people pretty much just flooded it and just flooded in. And then the bartenders just said, screw it, because all these people kept coming up for drinks and they're just slammed and they're throwing money around. They're like, whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, but at that time, you know, the bartenders are making fucking tips, bro.
Oh my God. Those guys probably walked out with a couple grand, you know.
A day, probably.
A guy probably threw out like a 50 and was like, hey, give me 2 beers.
Yeah.
This is yours. It's like, you don't have a wristband. He's like, here's 50.
Shut up.
Because all the drinks are free or whatever.
Yeah.
So they were just serving people. And then finally it was just like, no. It's like, I think the police or somebody shut it down. It was like, nope, no more alcohol's getting served in this entire building. Like, it's done.
But so that's hilarious.
All got shut down. Yeah. They partied too hard. Shut her down.
Right.
So I imagine next year they'll probably still have the same idea. They'll just probably gate the shit out of it or whatever they gotta do.
Same vibe, more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it held the same vibe for the longest time. And probably what it was is it held that vibe and there was less control, but nobody knew about it because nobody gives a shit about golf. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I like golf. I love the sport. I love doing it myself, but I don't watch it. I've never really thought like, hey, let's go to Augusta and watch this, or let's go, you know, whenever I come up here in Firestone and stuff, because Firestone's a big tournament part of the majors. I think. See. I don't fucking know, but I know there's a big tournament here at Firestone with all the pro players and stuff. But never was I like, let's go watch other people play golf. I want to play. I don't want to watch. But I have sat there and thought, like, dude, how dope would it be to go to Arizona for the weekend and watch that? Because then we can get, it's like we can get some people on board that aren't really in our friends group or friends, family, things like that. Like, well, it'll be a boys' weekend, or it'll be a nice vacation weekend. Because Arizona is beautiful. That area of Arizona is beautiful, and I've traveled there once, so it'd be cool to like. Oh, we can go watch golf like on one day, get a day pass for like a Saturday, get hammered drunk, and then we can just go hang out in fucking Scottsdale, like, and do all this other shit. So I even thought that'd be cool, like a cool destination vacation, just because of that golf tournament, though, as well. Yeah, but never have I ever wanted to watch it. So I think that's what happened. Is it was this kind of secret that got out. And then it turned into a frat party, Yeah.
Well, I think, like, especially with golf, like, nobody really wants to watch golf. I mean, people will watch golf because, with modern TV and cameras and switching over, you can see different shit. It's easy to see. Tiger Woods obviously was the biggest person to blow up golf.
Yeah.
People used to go watch golf, but you'd follow around your golfer, hold a hole, your guy. Maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was always, at like the Waste Management, they always have stands. Well, or some courses they have, the pro tours there. They always have stands at the 18 because that's like the finishing hole. So
yeah,
let's see how they do. Who's going to win? They're going to be there. Yay! You're going to be able to celebrate with them a little bit. But you're going to sit there and watch a golfer shoot a ball in a hole every, I don't know what, probably 20 minutes maybe. So
right, yeah. Waiting for the next group to come up, get it clear off the green. But that's even, and I feel like that whole Waste Management thing started too because it was the loudest hole. And then you start seeing a couple years ago, like some guys hit like a 20 to 30 yard putt, and then, like you said, on that one green, it's stadium seating all around it. And the crowd went wild, started throwing beer cans out, and then that golfer took a shirt off and shit. So we're like, so once you see that, like, oh, it is a fucking party. It's a big old frat party. So then it started getting more attention, and then it got out of control. So it needs to keep the same vibe, but gain a little more control to keep it normal. You know what I mean? To keep it kind of normal, baseline normal for what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of a good luck thing at this point.
Yeah.
But they will. We'll just limit it. We'll gate it off further back and figure it out. That's all.
But that's funny because I know I've heard. You gate off the
parking, and then you can limit the people who are just walking up. So
yeah, and then it's funny because I've heard, like, if you go to Augusta to watch a match there, first off, it's wildly expensive to get in there. That's very exclusive. And then if you even, like, say Tiger comes up, he nails a fucking drive, and it's I've seen a lot of videos of on tour, like, everybody's quiet, they smash a drive, and then everybody starts screaming, like, mashed potatoes is a big fucking thing to scream or whatever. Mm-hmm. The second you say something like that, you're out. You're done. Nope. Get out of here. Like, I kind of want to go watch golf at Augusta. I wish it didn't cost so much. I feel like I fit in with that vibe. You know what I mean? And let's just get hammered drunk, but be quiet and just watch golf. And that sounds cool, So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but by the 17th hole, you're going to go, mashed potatoes, get me out of
here. Somebody send me home. Call me an Uber, mashed potatoes.
I gotta hit that ball better than that some bitch.
No, that's one thing you'll never hear me say, is because I can't hit a ball better than anybody, honestly.
Yeah, golf. We got college women's basketball.
Yeah.
And I gotta think of her name. I had this cute of a name. I want to say Leanne, but that's probably not right. I'm going to pull it up right now. Wheels, if you want to chime in real quick for me, that'd be cool. Just set a record.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow college ball at any level.
Caitlin Clark. Oh my God. Yeah.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is just dominating right now.
Yeah.
I don't follow it either, but it's frontline news because she doesn't look like a girl that's out there like she would be killing it, but she is just murdering and like it's like causing a big stir in the women's college basketball league right now.
So when you say she doesn't look the part, when you say she doesn't look the part, you mean like she's not like 6.5, 7 foot tall? Or is she a shooter then?
She's a shooter,
like a Steph Curry type.
Shooter,
like a Steph Curry type.
I don't know what her height is or anything. I just seen her shoot a little bit. I'm like, whoa, that ball just went in. That's crazy. I shouldn't say too much. I haven't watched that much. I've only seen a couple things, so please, I'm sorry.
So
I'm bringing this up, and then I sound like a jackass right now if you really like women's college.
Well, no. So the funny thing I want to bring up real quick. The one thing I want to bring up real quick is that you said she didn't look the part. So I'm like, what? She's not like 7 foot, 6.5, more like a Steph Curry. Because to me, I always thought Steph Curry was small. I just looked it up. He's 6'2", dude. Why does he look so tiny? Is it just because everybody else is that much taller than him?
Yes. Yeah, 6'2" is tiny in the NBA.
What's the fucking standard? What's the average height in the NBA then?
I'd say 6'4", 6'5", probably.
Because I feel like if you're 6'2", obviously if you're 6'2" at like Tusky Valley or New Philadelphia, in our area, and you're 6'2" in high school, you're the tallest guy there. Yeah.
Caitlin Clark holds the new total field goal points made. And she's played 126 games. The next two people under her both played 139 games.
Yeah.
And she has 1,171 points. The next person under her has 1,161. 3-pointers made, she's got 487. The person under her has got 343, but there is one under her that's 10 higher at 497, which if she plays 13 more games, I'm assuming she's going to crush it. So she has 3,569 points, just murder it. Points per game out of 126 game plays, she averages 28.3. That's
dope.
Gross.
That's dope.
That's awesome. So cheers for her. I mean, she'll be the WNBA. She'll be killing it. I like that there's hype around it because it's been a long time since I've heard some women basketball hype. It's like we got a superstar.
Yeah.
But you're getting it. So
and that's what the WNBA needs more than anything. Is it needs a rally point.
It needs hype. Yeah.
It needs actually it needs all these other fucking people that don't even watch it shut the fuck up. It's like, women don't make as much as men in basketball. Well, because they don't get in the numbers. Just shut up. Just let them play. Like, you don't even know. You're not in the league. You don't play. I mean, some of them probably do. I don't know. Without getting too weird about it, women's basketball needs something to draw the eye in, and I don't know what it is.
Well, a superstar helps. So,
a superstar does help, yeah.
You got somebody that you're like, holy shit, she's the woman of like, is she gonna go win 5 championships? And now everybody's got to build a team to beat her.
Yeah.
So that it helps. So we'll see.
And that's the other thing is I can't comment too much on basketball in general because I'm I'd rather watch golf than watch basketball, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not that into it. I do I like watching the last 5 minutes of a close game in basketball, and that's it. It's the same with like NASCAR to me. I like watching the last 10 to 15 laps of a close race in NASCAR. I don't want to sit there through everything the fuck else. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I get what you're saying. Because like sometimes it's cool because it's one person, right? It's one person like controlling like a UFC fight or golf or whatever. It's one person kind of controlling their own fate, which makes it better. It's easier to cheer for one person than it is to say, "Hey, I'm going to cheer for a team."
Right.
That you didn't just grow up with. Like we grew up with the Cleveland Browns, so we cheer for the Cleveland Browns. It's easier to be like, "Oh no, I just like this person a lot." And now I do see people that are like that, like, "Oh no, I want this team to win because I really like this person inside of that."
Right.
And I appreciate that a lot too. They're like, "I don't know anything else about the team, to be honest, but I just like this person, so I'm cheering for that team."
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, okay.
So it made me wonder: do you have any fringe sports that you like? Like, there's a lot. So even like soccer. I mean, I know soccer isn't necessarily a fringe sport. It is in our area. Nobody in our area really cares about soccer. And I don't want to. Okay. Not a lot of people in our area care about soccer because I know there still are a bunch. There are people that are wild.
That's only the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. Hockey's another one. Hockey's huge, but it's not on TV a lot. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it. It's not as big as the NFL because it's easy to be an NFL fan because it's always there. It's in your face. You can watch. We're not even in NFL right now, and you could figure out news about the NFL if you. So, is there a fringe sport that you really like, would love to get into, but there's just not like a huge outlet for it, or like, do you have a fringe sport that you like?
Yeah, and I bet you can guess it. Not to sound too much like a nerd, but esports gaming. Like I would love to find out.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Is there any physical sport?
No, you're talking about a sport because it's fucking making more money than a lot of other sports out there. So
I don't know
honestly,
if I would consider it a skill based game, not a sport. I don't think it's a sport. And I get what you're saying. I understand the argument, and I don't need any more higher points on anything. But I don't. I get it. I do, and I appreciate it. But I don't. I wouldn't put that in. I'm sorry, I wouldn't put that in that sports.
Okay,
category.
So would you put bowling in there?
Yeah, it's a physical act.
Let's see, but is it that much physical?
Not really. You can smoke cigarettes and drink beer, but in the same right, you used to be able to smoke cigarettes and drink beer in baseball as well.
So no, I don't really have another one.
But then, okay, so and I'm sorry. I literally just yucked your yum, and I'm sorry. So esports, esports. What would you say? Mainly like first person shooter type games.
Well, I mean that's mainly where the money's at right now. I mean it's not in anything else. It's kind of got to be that.
Is it like a team thing, or are you just playing Call of Duty by yourself? Or I don't know. I'm completely oblivious on how this works.
No, there's certain competitive shooters that they got to be based on, and they really dialed it down. I mean, there's a Call of Duty for the multiplayer, the search and destroy type one life type situation. There's a lot of strategy behind it. And I mean, they have coaches, there's teams, they're sponsored. That's not like it's 4 dudes off the street going in there.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that.
It's a big thing.
What's the big game? Is it like Counter-Strike? I know most of it's PC based.
Well, Call of Duty's always been one of the biggest. I mean, actually, if you want to get to the biggest, it's League of Legends, I think, is the biggest worldwide
in esports,
and that's in esports, yeah, or
Really?
at least it used to be. I don't know if it still is or not. And
A lot
that's
of a lot of the fringe sites a lot of fringe meme sites that I visit, they make fun of League of Legends people as being nerds. I didn't realize that was an elite game.
yeah. Well, it can be. It just comes down to it. I mean, and I've been saying this for years that like if I could have invested in, well, I said a long time ago I need to
So,
invest in esports, and I never did, and I should have.
but League of
Oh
Legends,
yeah.
but League of Legends isn't a first person shooter then.
No, it's a overhead camera lane
Like
goofy thing.
an RPG deal.
Strategy. It's a strategy type game, yeah, kind of. But
So
you're in control of your character.
so then first person
RTS,
shooters isn't the
yeah,
biggest
RTS.
one in esports then, is it?
It might be now. I think it is now. But back then it was all RTS, which is real time strategy.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, I don't know. I always said I should have invested a long time ago, and I never did, and I regret like not finding the right company. Not that they were making them like stocks and bonds. Like I don't even know if they're public or anything, but
Right.
there will be a time. So maybe there is a company that is kind of control all that, but I don't know. It might not be right now. So I would put your money there because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry as it is.
Right.
And you'll see. Not that I'm a financial advisor. We're not financial advisors. Yada yada yada. That whole spiel.
Yeah. So if it came to a fringe sport,
Physical sport, though, if you want to get me down a physical sport, because I know you're like, I wanted a physical sport, so I'll give you one.
okay.
That I think maybe tennis would have been, if I had to pick one that like maybe I could have got into, but I never did. It'd be tennis.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a physical, like back and forth, like kind of fun sport. But I never got into it.
Yeah, and that's
Never cared.
my fringe sport involves the net as well. As I love volleyball. I remember volleyball days in gym class. I loved playing it. We never had a male volleyball team, so like if we had a male volleyball team, you bet your ass I would have been on it. And I mean, obviously, because I'm a little pervy, I love beach volleyball, women's on the Olympics, but I also like to watch men's, and I also like to watch the big team volleyball. Like volleyball seems fucking dope. Like just the strategy of like the whole bump set spike thing, and you get, I really get excited whenever they do the bump set, and then you get somebody coming in, like just the timing of somebody coming in with a fake spike, and then all of a sudden there's this other person right behind them doing the real spike. Like how the fuck do you time that out? It's hard to really write plays on that because you don't know where the ball's gonna land. You know,
Right.
it's a little more fly by the seat of your pants of how you're gonna do it, and that one seems more fun because it does seem more up in the air because you don't know where the ball's gonna hit. You know. But volleyball, I really enjoy watching volleyball. Obviously, women's volleyball is pretty dope. But I'll watch the men's too. And the way those, especially no slight to women, but men hit the ball harder, and it's crazy seeing those dudes just blast this fucking ball like 800-mile-an-hour towards somebody's face, and there's like boop, set, bump or no bump, and then
you got. If you try to hit it hard, it's gonna go flying everywhere. You got to like,
yeah.
Like,
There's a weirdly ungodly amount of control with that of how you just let the ball hit your forearms. You got to be in the right spot to get it to jump up because if it glances off the side, and then it's going that way, and then everybody else is like, "What the fuck?" But like volleyball, I guess would be my fringe sport, but yeah, but you never see a match. I never just flip through live TV and it's like, oh, volleyball's on until it becomes Olympics. And then, then I watch women's beach volleyball because it's pretty cool.
Wow. All right. So I got a good story for you this week.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, we haven't really talked about our weeks yet. So does the story involve you or just came up with one? All right.
And it involves me that process through other people just because of the people I know.
Okay.
Our good friend of the show, Jordan Chumney.
Yeah.
Chumney Knives.
Mm-hmm.
Which, he's starting his own shop.
Okay.
Just about to get it up and running, so we're excited for that.
He's currently working at. Should we shout out where he works?
No, he's not there anymore. He's doing his own thing.
He left.
He's out.
Left.
Yep, he's out. He's starting his own shop. We'll let him fill the details in. I'm not going to get into that, but he gave me a call up, and I hope it is. I'm sure he doesn't mind me talking about this. He's looking for a liquid nitrogen container.
Yeah.
In my profession, maybe he thought I knew somebody that had one. I said, not in, the what we call area code of anybody having a liquid nitrogen container.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I can buy you a new one, but he's like, really, I just need a new one. I'm guessing he's using the quick cool blades or whatever he's doing with his knives.
Yeah.
So we're talking. He's like, yeah, I just figured I'd call a bunch of people. He's like, it's funny, these liquid nitrogen containers. He's like, the typical people that have them are people that store bull semen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, son of a bitch, I know a guy.
You know a guy that deals in bull semen?
Yeah. Or he used to. He used to deal in.
This is a new thing I've never known about you, is that you have a bull semen connection.
You know the guy.
We'll say his name off air.
He used to deal in the insemination of cows and doing the thing with bulls. Oh, I don't think he's that. His name's Buck. He's not afraid of it. That was part of his job. He would go out and take care of it.
Like the Buck.
Yeah, Buck. Our Buck.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know he dealt with bull semen.
Our Buck.
That explains
a lot. Buddy Buck. Yeah.
That explains a lot about him now.
I mean, he lives on a farm. He grew up on a farm. Ain't nothing to put a big ass glove in and shove it up there and do a little insemination. I mean, some people are probably cringing right now, but this man would do that.
He basically fuck cows for a living, if you think about
it. You don't have to bang them. You just put it in there and inject it in and go, done. All right.
With his hand. He fisted cows.
Hey.
Fisted cows.
Well,
that sounds better.
So I put my buddy in touch with him. He goes, oh, yeah, I got 3 or 4 of those, which he never used actually for bull semen. So don't worry about that, folks.
But
he actually just had liquid nitrogen containers because of another smithing operation or something that he bought. It was a crazy story. But like Jordan said, the 1% chance I call you and you know somebody. He's like, God damn it if you didn't. And I said, all roads lead to Buck.
Yeah.
My buddy Buck. So
that's funny.
But it was a good story because I was just like, holy shit. If he didn't say bull semen, I wouldn't have thought of him. As soon as he said bull semen, I thought of him. Just because I knew he had inseminated cows in the past.
Yeah. Put 2 and 2 together.
I don't think anything down on that for that man. That's a farm man's job right there.
Yeah.
Dealing with all that shit. And he did the hell out of it.
It's just so warm inside there. Like if you're doing it on a cold day and you reach your hand in there, but oh man, I don't want to take my hand out. It's so warm. It's like a nice pair of gloves,
Yeah. I mean.
So that's how your week's been. You've been talking about
shit too.
You've been talking about cryogenics and bull semen this week.
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny story because I was just like, how in the hell, Jordan? He's like, I called a couple people, nobody got to me. I'm like, but because he made the comment about bull semen, that led him to where he needed to be, And I just thought that was funny.
Because you keep your bull semen hookup on speed dial for whenever you need a quick drink.
Maybe I should have set that up and punchlined it a little bit better, but to me it was just funny. For me, it's funny. It's like
it's quite comical.
You never know. You need some help, or you need something done, or you don't know what you're doing, and you call the right person, and all of a sudden it's like,
yeah,
I know a guy.
Put your feelers out there. You got to put your feelers out there.
So it was good. Yeah, so that was my happy highlight of the week. You know, it was just good. My bad highlight of the week is Jack has now decided he knows how to take his, and that's my son, my 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
He knows how to take his pants and diapers off all the time in his crib. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's a blast.
He's sleep
That's
naked.
A good time. He wants to. He wants to. But he does not potty train, so that doesn't work.
Then he poops and pees there. That's fun.
Yeah, he'll fling a diaper around with poop in it, or he'll decide that
gross.
You know what? Me peeing outside of the crib is fine. So
so he'll like stand up and go through the rails onto the floor.
Yeah.
What a bro, dude. At least he knows, like, well, if I piss here, I'm gonna have to lay in it. Let's put it over there. Dad'll clean it up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So onesies are in his future again. You know, he wore onesies when he was a baby.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be back to what? He's gonna be back to onesies tomorrow.
Yeah.
Once we go to the store.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a menace to
I guess that could help lock it down.
Pants and underwear off.
He'll figure out how to take them off.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
He's pretty smart. So that's the fortunate but unfortunate thing is he's smart enough to figure a lot of shit out on his own.
Right.
And he's really good at it. He can barely put 2 words together, but he can
take his pants off and piss out of his crib.
Mm-hmm. He likes to study things real quick, but yeah, so that's a lot of fun. You know, luckily the other one hasn't, she's not mimicking him. She's keeping her pants and underwear on. She just sits there and laughs at him.
She's a sweetheart and she'll never do anything wrong, so.
No. Oh, no, they're combatants. Or cohorts, sorry. They're like, at the in-laws, they were gone for 8 days. They were throwing stuff, and I think I told the story where they were throwing stuff over to each other. And they're starting to do it again. They want to get Jack enough stuff so he can get out of the crib to get into her crib, so then they can, they probably just want to hang out.
Yeah.
They probably cuddle and sleep together, and it'd be the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean they're twins.
Yeah.
They spent all that time in the womb together and stuff, so they want to hang out in real life together, outside of the womb together.
But he hasn't escaped the crib in this house yet. I saw him throw a leg up over the rail, and I'm scared. He will be out soon. So
yeah,
good times.
That's fun.
But yeah, you took another little trip, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to SoCal. I was out in LA this week, which it was beautiful. To them, it was cold, weirdly enough, because it was like 65, 70. The lowest I got was like maybe 50, and they were all freezing. And I'm like, dude, this is gorgeous. I love this weather. And got some good food, like I always do when I travel. Good barbecue. I had some dope tacos because, that's the whole scene out there. They've got a huge Hispanic culture out there, and the tacos are so fucking good.
Right.
So ate good, traveled out good. The flight home though sucked. I don't know what it is. I always think that a red-eye flight is a good idea. It's because for some reason, like if I fly in the morning, I get on the plane, I fall right asleep. I'm like, I can just fall asleep. I'm good. But for some reason, whenever I show up at night, whenever I should go to sleep, I can't fucking sleep. And then, so now from last year, I hit like status on Delta, so I'm like silver medallion, which isn't even that high. It's like the very first tier. So it's nothing really to brag about, but I got it, I'll brag about it. But
okay.
So now you get random upgrades all the time, but an upgrade isn't always an upgrade because you get to pick your seats on Delta when you order your tickets. And I always pick window seats. Actually, I had a flight dialed in to leave whenever I traveled there, and I didn't even take that flight. I had to pick a different one because there were no window seats available, because I love a window seat so I can rest my head on something. So I got, on the way back, I got upgraded to Comfort Plus, so you get the bigger seat. It's a little bit wider, and you get the longer leg room and shit. But they put me in the center. So I had two motherfuckers beside me. It was super hot. I got super sweaty, and then I couldn't sleep. But I was watching True Detective, which I've never seen. I've heard it was amazing, and I started watching True Detective from season 1. I understand there's a new season out, which is supposed to be really good. So far, I love it. So I dealt with that.
Skip 2, watch 3.
I'm gonna watch it all the way through. I got to commit wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But so,
well, it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect that much. So just so, but yeah, go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I'll still watch it, but so far season 1's pretty dope. But yeah, so then I deal with that, and that was a long flight. That was 3-hour, 45-minute flight of just suffering. And then finally, I'm like, oh, I get an hour and 20 minutes from Minneapolis to Cleveland to sleep. They did on that one. They also upgraded me to Comfort Plus, but I had a window seat, so it's like, oh man, this is the fucking life, right? But then this fucking bitch, this stupid fucking bitch, sitting behind me, she couldn't figure out how to make her headphones work, so she had to sit there and have her iPad out watching shit on the loudest volume possible. Kept kicking my fucking seat constantly, just fucking kick. I'd fall asleep, and then 15 minutes later, I get woken up because my seat gets kicked. I'm like, I want this bitch to fucking die. I hated this bitch.
Did you say anything?
No, I had to give her a pass, man.
Okay.
She was 5 years old.
Why?
She's 5 years old. It was cute because it was this little 5-year-old girl, and she was traveling with her grandma and grandpa, and so they couldn't figure out the headphones because he's like, "Oh, let's plug in your headphones," and he's like, "There's not a headphone jack on this," and, I'm like, bro, you don't even know how Bluetooth works. But I will say, I wanted to fucking murder this dude because he didn't have like a indoor morning plane voice, right? Because she's nice and cute and sweet and a little 5-year-old girl. And she's like, I can't wait to go. Because, like, they're visiting family. They were leaving from Minneapolis, visiting family in Cleveland, because I could hear the whole fucking story. And it's like, I'm going to go see, I think, Maddie. Maddie, I can't wait to see Maddie. He's like, and the guy's like, yeah, Maddie will be there. Like, fucking, she's sitting right beside you, bro. You don't have to yell at her. But I think he was like 75, 80 years old, but a big fucking dude. He's like, yes, Maddie will be there. Why don't you plug in your headphones? You don't have plug-ins. Like, the way this dude fucking talks, just like, hey, bro, tone it down. She's sitting right beside you. And then even, like, only once was he like, hey, would you stop kicking the seat in front of you? There's a person there. But she did it the whole fucking flight. You'd think, like, hey, bro, like, I don't know. I don't want to tell other people how to parent their kids, but kind of try to control them. If my kid was sitting there like, bro, I'd be like, and I would be like, hey, Henry, stop kicking the seat in front of you, or Parker, whichever one. You really got to stop. They're trying to sleep, or they're trying to enjoy themselves. You're on a plane. Just, if you're going to ride on a plane, you really have to sit still, watch your video. I took the time to figure out how your Bluetooth works on your headphones, which they already fucking know, but like, still, like, even if they were 5, like, your headphones work, just watch Zootopia or Frozen, because that's exactly what she was watching, because I could fucking hear it, So it was a goddamn nightmare, but I couldn't hold her, but I wanted, obviously I couldn't hate her. It was a joke that I was calling her a bitch, I figured everybody figured that one out.
Yeah. Everybody that was a joke, right?
Yeah. But I really wanted to talk to that dude and be like, next time, figure this the fuck out before you try. You know what I mean?
Probably, you said he's a grandpa too, so he's probably like, "Oh yeah, we'll fly the kid. You guys go ahead and drive. We're or we'll take her for the week, but we're going to take her to see so and so.
Yeah.
Maybe they kidnapped her too, so maybe he should have said something. Who knows?
No, he probably gave his kids a weekend free to bang without their daughter there, and then took the daughter to meet the cousin. They wanted to go see the other children and shit. Anyway, it seemed like so.
Yeah.
And when you're flying from Minneapolis to fucking Cleveland, it's an hour and a half, and it's probably like $80. I don't know. I've never paid for a ticket that far because if we were just going to Minneapolis, we would drive there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I imagine that flight can't be expensive. It's a little connector that they're trying to fill up anyway, so it's got to be a cheap fucking flight.
I mean, if you live close to the airport, I'd fly all the time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Especially once you put up the points you're doing with all the perks you get, you're like,
yeah. Yeah, because that's how we look at it. It's like, fuck, dude, if we could drive and save the airfare, like I think you can drive to Minneapolis. The last time I went to Minneapolis, I drove, and it was like a 6 to 8 hour drive, something like that. And by the time you get to the airport, get checked in, do the hour and a half flight, so you're looking at 2 to 3 hours on the front and back end, and then the hour in the center.
And then when you're old, your vision's not working right. Yeah. Things aren't, you can't see at night. You're tired.
And we would have had to rent a car
all the time.
But what I'm saying is, like, it's price wise. They had family to pick them up at the airport. They didn't have to rent a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all they were paying was parking and a back and forth. They're probably looking at $300 for the weekend. Whereas to drive there, they're looking at all that time, and then also to keep a little girl entertained like that in a car in one spot for 6 to 8 hours is different than, okay, here's an hour to the airport. Here's an hour and a half, 2 hours that you got to stand, because you're standing in line. Even though you're not doing anything, you're still standing in line. It gives them something to do because they're like, just hold on. We got to go through security. Okay, now we go talk to the ticket lady. Now we're going to security. We come find our gate. Do you want a sandwich? Like, there's shit to do because you're up and walking around.
Yeah, you want some food? Yeah.
Yeah, you're up and walking around and kind of
go through here. Yeah, no, I get distractions.
Yeah, but literally for like an hour and a half, just on the plane for an hour and a half. That's the only time you need to sit still and shut up. But past that, you're doing stuff. But to be in a car then from Minneapolis to Cleveland for 5 hours with a fucking kid, that's got to be just shut up.
Right.
So for that one, I would say that's probably a little bit more beneficial to actually fly. But tell that little fucker to stop kicking my seat. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyhow.
You deserved it.
What did I do? What did I do to deserve that?
Something.
Something I didn't do. I was a very nice person this week. Dude, and I worked on...
Your next flight is going to be gorgeous. That's what you...
Yeah.
That's what happened. You were tested, and now your next flight's going to be wonderful.
You get some, you take some,
Yeah.
And that's even like this week was even kind of hard. It felt more like work than it did. Because a lot of times, all my machines behave. I get them checked out. Easiest job in the world. It's like 3 hours a machine, and then I'm gone. This week, I was working on some old shit. One of them was from 1989, and it was limping around and then just chasing wires. Back in 1989, too, the way they wrote schematics is a lot different than the way we write them now. So it's a lot harder to piece it all together. So I was on the phone. Dude, it took me probably like 5 to 6 hours to figure out this machine. And then as we started tracing the problem back from this relay to that relay to this thing to that thing, I found there's one little wire that was off of a terminal.
Yeah.
And whenever
I plugged that out way quicker than you.
No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. And I'm telling
nobody else would have. And nobody.
What I'm saying is, like, it looked like it was in, because the way the wires ran, it looked like it was in, but it was like it was literally just off the terminal by a hair, so it wasn't making a connection.
Well, yeah, in '89, our printers were not even like, we were printing on skin.
So once I like, as I was tracing back, he's like, you know, I'm on the phone. I'm like, you're not getting voltage here, not getting voltage here. And I find that I'm like, hold the fuck on. I'm like, this wire was off the terminal. And it's like, you couldn't see it because it was like curved in, it ran exactly where it should go. And there's like 80 fucking wires around it. Like, like, imagine like this many wires going into a bundle into this one spot. And they're all teeny tiny little terminals on that, and they're all plugging in, right? And I found the one that was just off. It's like, this thing wasn't actually plugged in. As soon as I plugged it in, I got voltage to all the rest of the spots, kicked the machine online. It did every fucking thing that it was supposed to do. But unless I sat there and like went through and like beep, 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 all these tiny little terminals and seen like, you know, because that's the other thing is that you get in, you kind of wiggle some wires around. You can find if there's a loose one, you wiggle and you wiggle. But since they were in such a big bundle, like I couldn't, you know, I didn't single out I would literally not trying to. I'm not overshooting. I would say there was 25 wires plugged in the back of this thing on these small terminals, and I'm not going to sit there and wiggle each one because they're on top of that. Then there's 1,000 wires without overstating. There's 1,000 wires in other spots too. So I'm not going to go through and touch every one of them. You kind of give a bundle a wiggle, and if you don't see anything,
lick any of them?
I did not lick. I have a meter for that.
That'd be good. That'd be a good test, though. Just lick one of them.
I got a meter, and that's what tells me where the voltage is. I don't have to lick.
You know, figure it out.
Here's another thing I want to talk about. So this may be why.
Yeah, let's not talk about your wires anymore.
Yeah, maybe this is why I had a shitty flight back, because I had an awesome experience in Atlanta Airport. On the way there, I was chilling out in the food court. I got me a couple chicken sandwiches from Popeyes because they're dope. I was a little hungover because it was Super Bowl. I had to get drunk, and I always cheat on my diet whenever the day after. So Monday morning, I was eating some Popeyes chicken sandwiches in the little food court there in Terminal B. I forget which one. And I look over, and I thought this person had a doll, but it wasn't a doll. It was literally the world's smallest woman. And I, in an instant, Googled it. I'm like, dude, because I saw her and I recognized her because I felt like I'd seen a picture of her before or something. And she was featured in American Horror Story and all this other shit. And it was 100% her because she was like this tall. You know what I mean? Like just this fucking tall. But I saw her and I thought I should have got a picture or something. But I'm not that kind of person whenever I see.
Were they pushing her in like a toy stroller? Like,
no, they was carrying her around.
No, just okay. I didn't know, like, was she in like a tiny stroller then?
No, at that point,
I feel like I want to be in like the biggest, most protected stroller with like a thing over it.
Yeah, so at that point,
still smoking little cigarettes.
Yeah, because I was in a food court at a high top, and then at my 12 o'clock, there would have been like kind of like a horseshoe kind of booth, but it was a small one because, you know, they don't make big seating areas in the food court. And it was an Indian lady, full grown, regular Indian lady sitting there. And then she just happened to lean back, and that's whenever I saw her standing on the seat. And that's when I thought she had like a doll or something. And then I see it move, and she's got like this. She doesn't have like the big cell phone, like the Plus or the Pro or anything, but she's got like a regular cell phone, which it seemed huge in her hands, you know. And then I see this.
What we talking like? We talking about like a 2-footer, 3-footer? What's the height range we're talking about?
How tall?
I think I've seen the smallest man before, which is weird. And I don't think they live long either. They got, you know, obviously everything's smaller in their body.
2'1". It's Jyoti. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's JYOTI AMGE. If you Google it, I don't know if it's Yoti Amgi or Jyoti Amgi, but yeah, 2'1". And she was right there.
That, and that's just crazy.
You're hanging half of that in your wildest fucking dreams, bro. It might look that big if she's grabbing it.
You don't know.
Imagine your wiener, her tiny little hands, dude.
No, but that's crazy. 2-1, like
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fitting this whole screen right now.
Yeah. And that's like I said, like, because I saw her and I'm like, because I felt like I seen a picture of her before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's her. So then I Googled it and it was 100% her. Like, that's her little face and everything. Like, yeah. So then I saw her standing there. And then I got done with my sandwiches. I went and walked and found my gate. And then a lot of times I don't like to sit and wait on, if I got an hour till boarding or something, I don't like to sit. I'll pace around because I don't want to sit for an hour just to go sit for another 3. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't want to sit there waiting for a plane and have to go sit on a plane for 3 hours. So I was walking around and then I saw them again, and they weren't at the booth. They were just walking around, and the lady that was with her was actually carrying her around. Then they didn't have a little stroller or anything, but I imagine it's pretty easy to carry her. She was fucking, dude, so small. Like I said, 2 foot, 2'1", but like even a 2'1" baby is like chubby.
Oh yeah, I feel like my kids are 2'1" right now.
But she was like skinny, like like the proportion of a regular person,
Yeah, and I tried to take a tablet of Jack's hand because it wasn't charged, and Charlotte found him. His whole thing with that, and he had it in his hands. I'm like trying to pull it away, and he's like, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm about to pick him up by it. Like I could have picked him up. He had such a death grip on it. I'm like,
right.
This man can already hold his own body weight with this thing, which is crazy. but he's big and bulky and probably weighs twice as much as that woman. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, that was just nuts. I saw the world's smallest woman, and it was pretty cool.
That is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Shoot, you got anything else you want to?
No, I don't think so. And I just checked our time. I think we've got enough for an episode here. Have you checked the chats lately? Has anybody chimed in, seeing if they want us to talk about anything?
Nope. The Wheelers just said hi today, and that was all we got. Obviously, I didn't broadcast that like we did last week, so it's all good. But yeah, it's been a good week. We're almost a month away from St. Patty's Day. Boating season will be coming up, and life will be glorious again.
Yeah,
we all need to get back outside here in Ohio.
Get that vitamin D, dude.
Yeah, I know the Wheelers are listening to them down in Florida. Fuck you guys, but still love you. No, Eric's dealing with a cold though. I talked to him earlier, so that sucks. But
yeah.
So you're in 77-degry weather, not 30 degrees. I came
home to Sarah with a cold, and Henry just got over one. So I just blitzkrieged a bunch of vitamin C into my system to hopefully I'll skip that. But
looks like we got maybe a couple inches of snow tonight, which we haven't much this year, so that's okay. But
so we'd like to take this time to remind you guys to click like and subscribe, do all that things, find us on social medias, send us emails, interact. We'll do our best. We're not really great at that stuff, but we'll do our best to get back to you.
Well, and then we'd be better if you sent us shit, but you people don't. So
yeah,
you know who you are.
But in that, I want to ask you, Cody, did you have yourself a damn good time?
I had myself a damn good time, Steve. Did you have yourself a damn good time?
I had a damn good time, for sure.
On that, cheers, brother.
Cheers, homie. Love you too. And we love you guys, listeners, and we'll see you guys next week.